Okay, guys, please forgive me. I'm going to use my regular phone, the one that I went to the S21 Ultra. I switched to that one from this one, but unfortunately, that one is giving me all kinds of error messages telling me that recording is heating up the camera too much. So I might have to give it a break for a little bit because I did just record a bunch in a row just now. The German filter shootout. Some people say this is German, some people say it's not, depending on what filter it is. This is the H10W18, right on, it says Zengst or Hengst or whatever the heck this is. I don't know exactly how you are supposed to say this. On the back of it's got all this here. So I'm not, it's made in Ukraine is that one, and then this one talks about, so I don't know. I don't know where this, we're just going to, people call this the German, a lot of German cars run this filter here in Mann. It says directly on the container, made in Germany. We're going to compare the two here. Standard, looks like a standard rubber seal on the end of the oil filter. I apologize about the quality. Here as well, standard rubber O-ring, nothing too fancy about it. This one has a unique, the Mann filter has a unique end cap. It's got like not only the cap, but it also has a part of the cap that comes over where the oil fill holes are, and it wraps in and it anchors underneath as well. And it wraps inside right here and grabs that. It's like pulls it up into it. And that's how it's secured to the top of this. There's some kind of seal above this plate here. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. So there's a part of me that thinks, wow, it's awesome. But then there's another part of me that thinks, well, if that's the only thing holding on, so there's got to be some kind of adhesive above this cap. It's a very stout, heavy-duty end. It's awfully thin. The thread area, it's very thin. It does have four, maybe, I don't know if you can count that, 5. But it does have 4 threads for spin-on ability and like really grabbing that the spot that it fills on the oil filter adapter housing. If you look over here at this one, it only has 3 ends, or 3, maybe 3 threads in it. It's kind of small. It is like 3 times the thickness of the Mann, but I see this glue all around the outside, and then I look at the way this is designed here. It's a heavy-duty end, by the way. It feels pretty heavy. I look at the way this is designed here, and they're using glue in the lid to help seal this somehow here, or seal the pleats to it, but it's not even making contact all the way around. There's like a third of it that's making contact, and most of it's not even touching the glue. So I was able to literally just pull this right off of there, and nothing stopped me from doing it. And then anti-feedback diaphragm. Looks like a standard rubber, pretty decent one. Anti-feedback diaphragm from the Mann. Very flexible, very almost silicone-like, like a high-end rubber. This feels nice. It just feels very smooth and very strong. Then we pull filtering out. Try not to cut my finger open here. It's got a different bypass valve that we're not used to. We're not used to seeing in most filters. It's just got some kind of tab spring-loaded type design under here. It feels pretty strong though. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. It actually seems like it's pretty decent. And then the filter actually is glued just around that little tiny spot, right around the inside right there. So it's a little odd. The only glue spot is right there at the bottom, and then again right in the lid part here. But the way this filter sits down in there, and the media looks good. It looks like it's high quality, super thick media. I mean, this media that's in here, it doesn't look like anything I've seen so far. I mean, it's some strong stuff, it feels like. but maybe that's where they put all their technology on these. So it's just thick. It actually wasn't that hard to tear apart at all, but it looks like a cellulose blend, synthetic blend of some kind. I'm not exactly sure. It's just different. This design is different, and the can, pretty strong can, very, very stout. Nothing too super flimsy about that can at all. So I'd say overall it's a great filter, but I feel really unsure about the design of how everything's glued together. I mean, that just makes me feel a little framish, on the cheaper end frams. It's a great filter, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not talking trash about them or anything, but I don't feel like the design of this filter overall was very well thought out when it comes to, but the pleats are so large they fit all the way against the can anyway, so they can't really go anywhere. So I kind of see why they did that. So forgive me on being a little critical there, but I just feel like it just leaves me a little uneasy. Would I use this? I would. The reason I would is because I see how secure it is. There's no room for stuff to move around inside this. And the pleats are like twice the thickness it seems a regular pleat. So it seems like a really good filter. I just don't know enough about it. I've never used it before, and I can't compare it to anything because it's not like anything else. This got like that nanotechnology type media in here, super strong. It uses a lot of like the white yellowish resin stuff to seal everything in, and they use a lot of it to make sure it stays. Bypass valve in the bottom. It's spring loaded. It's got like some kind of super slick setup. It looks like it's kind of plastic, and it's bypass valve. Normally I can move them, but this one is super strong. It's super strong. It's like it hurts to just push that thing in. They don't have any kind of, it does look like they use some kind of, on the back of these pleats, you can barely see, but there's some kind of like fiberglass. Okay, so there's some kind of fiberglass backing through all this as well. You know what this looks like? And I hate to say this, and somebody probably be upset. This looks like a royal purple filter. If you look at a royal purple filter like the one I just did not too long ago, this looks identical to it. Looks like the same pleats, the same bypass valve, the same cage in the center, the same nanotechnology outside. It's exactly what this looks like. Super, super nice can. It's a very thick, strong can in this thing. This leaf spring has a completely different design. Very, 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 very strong. It's not flimsy like some of the other ones. So whatever they're doing here, it seems like this Mann filter is it's top of the line. Just the way it's built, the way it's put together and stuff like that. Would it be my first choice for the price that it was? Yeah, it was actually a fair price. It was cheaper than the Royal Purple filter, and it looks like it's actually built better than the Royal Purple filter, and it looks almost identical to it. So I got to give Mann this one by far, and I don't know about that one. I'm not too sure I would even use that. But thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.